Welcome back to the Immigration Answers Show. My name is Jim Hacking. This is episode number 417 of the Immigration Answers Show. I will be here for the next hour answering as many of your immigration and law related questions as I can. Let me put the link to the waiting room into the comments. The waiting room is already actually getting pretty full. So I hope you all are doing well. Let us know where you're watching from. Let us know what's going on in your neck of the woods. As I said, my name is Jim Hacking. I'm an immigration lawyer. We have offices around the United States in San Diego, Washington, D.C., and St. Louis. I will be here, like I said, for the next hour answering your questions. And I am by myself today. Huli is not here. So I am going to have to run the board and the comments. So I probably won't be doing much in the comments, but we certainly like to see your comments. So please leave us comments. Let us know where you're watching from. Let us know what's going on in your neck of the woods. Rachel is here, and we're going to start with her. Hello, Rachel. I can't hear you. I think you're on mute or something. You say, I can't hear you. I'll come back, Rachel. I'll come back. Let me see if it might be me. Let's just see. Ramon. Hello, Ramon.
Hey, how's it going, Jim? Can you hear
Good,
me?
buddy. I can. How are you?
Good, good. I'm glad you took my my call or my. Hey, I had a question, man. I got married last year in December, and I filed for the 130, the I-130, and the 485 together, as one
Great.
packet. Or I had a lady helping me out, it's not a lawyer, but it was like I don't know.
A fake lawyer. They're called
Yeah,
fake
the ones
lawyers.
that they help you, fill out the paperwork. They're application fillers. So she sent the applications in for me, and we did it on July 20 something of last year. Then I got the letter that they received it on the 29th, and then little by little it starts telling you your estimated time is 14 months, then it's 12 months, and then 10. And like in March, it got down to 4 months, and then the other, like in June, I checked, and it started saying something different underneath, saying your case is taking longer than usual, and it wouldn't give me a time. So then I finally spoke with somebody yesterday, and I did called with said info pass, and then it switched me to somebody, and I just spoke with them. And now they're saying that it's 50 months for and I'm a citizen. My wife's from Venezuela, but she's here. We live together. And they're saying that it's 50 years.
Oh, your audio just dropped for a moment.
On her last workers permit she received, it was already the combo card. So it was the work permit plus the 512, I forget what it's called.
Advanced parole.
Advanced parole, correct. And the ones previous that she had received her workers permit weren't, they were only good for 1 year. And this one she was surprised. She's like, oh wow, look, man, they gave it to me for 2 years. And so I was like, oh, that's cool. And then I started reading a little bit about the advanced parole. And then when they got the news about the 50 months yesterday, I'm new to your program. I just found you out yesterday.
Sure.
I started doing a search on YouTube, and I seen you did a video on, that it's, ridiculous that now they're taking 50 months to approve cases, that they're having backlog, and, they're doing new cases instead of old cases.
Yep, all that's
And
true.
I didn't understand. I just was hoping you could give me a little direction. I don't know if you deal with, people in, I'm in Florida, I don't know if
sure.
you.
Sure. So
And just some direction, really,
What's the receipt date on the I-130 and the 45, Ramon?
July 29th, 2022.
So a little over a year.
a little over a year. And like I said, I've called yesterday, and she says, "Oh, we'll put the date on the bottom," and it was like the July of like 2027 is when the approval. It was like the estimate of now. When it used to
Yeah.
come up, like I said, man, we were getting we were getting happy, because
Yeah.
it was going down, 4 months, and then now it's 50 months, and I'm like,
Mhm.
I didn't understand it.
So, Ramon, you said that you're sort of new to the show, so let me tell you a little bit about me. Like, my favorite thing to do is to sue them. So I file
Right?
lawsuits, um,
That's
and I try to get cases moving. I would say that your case is a little early for a lawsuit. We have filed
a
them
little
after
early.
just 1 year. I would probably wait 3 more months, and
Hmm.
if nothing happens, the good news is that when we file lawsuits in Florida, they usually schedule people for interview or just finish the case pretty quickly. Was your spouse out of status at the time that
No,
you,
she has right now a TPS.
well, TPS is an actual status. When did she come to the United States?
5 years ago, she came
How
on
did
asylum, right?
Asilo, yeah. So
Yeah.
how did she enter the United States though? That's the big question.
Uh, she came on a plane with a visa.
She had a visa. Okay, perfect.
Tú
That's great.
tenías visa, no, man? Eh?
Mhm.
Yeah, she came on a visa.
So she's a visa overstay. So
Eh? Visa para entrar a los Estados Unidos. Yeah, tourism visa to enter, and then she stayed
mhm.
applied for asylum.
Okay, so that's a fact pattern that we've seen many, many times. So
Hmm.
her asylum case remains
And she's
pending
from
with
Venezuela. I don't know if I
sure,
said. Okay.
you did. Her asylum case remains pending with USCIS Asylum Office. It hasn't been referred to the immigration court, right?
No, I don't. I don't believe so.
Ask her if she's had
It
an
was
interview yet.
actually no. She hasn't had an interview
Okay,
because she filed asylum with an ex-husband that she got divorced after here in the United States.
so what did she do with her asylum case when she got divorced? Did she get her own case on file or did she just
¿Qué tú hiciste con el asilo después que divorciaste? Nada. She didn't do anything with it.
did she
She
notify
says
them?
that automatically. She said that they told her she I guess gets kicked out of that case because she's no longer married.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
the I don't know how you say titular. The main person
Yeah. The
was the
primary
ex
beneficiary.
the
The
primary
pri-
beneficiary was the husband, ex-husband.
so here's what I would say, Ramon. So those are some extra facts that I'm glad that you shared with me.
Okay.
Okay. So just for you to know, there's a lot of cases in which people seek asylum and then later on they marry a U.S. citizen. Now hers is extra complicated because she sought asylum with a husband and got divorced in the United States and then married you. So I know it was 5 years, so there's a long
Right.
period of time, but that's the kind of thing that makes me think they're wondering about. So when someone's here and they have asylum, it's sort of like they have an incentive to marry a U.S. citizen that might not be just for love. Does that make sense?
Right.
So I think you're probably going to have to sue them. I would just wait a couple more months. I don't think they're going to decide this case voluntarily, and I think you're going to have to we're going to have to treat your case like at a higher standard. Like you're going to need a lot of evidence. Like you're really going to need to prove it because she has a complicated marriage and immigration history,
Right.
and we need to make sure there's nothing in the asylum case that was fake. We need to make sure that the divorce was valid. We need to make sure that we prove up your marriage to her. It's not. I mean, so the one thing you might want to do, you might want to hire us sooner rather than later, make the case stronger, and then we could send a letter to Florida and say, hey, this is a real marriage. You guys have been sitting on it for 14 months. This is additional evidence we want to submit to you. We also want to give you a very deep. I mean, if you filed with a notario, there's not the legal analysis that goes out and says she entered on this date. She was in this status when she entered. Like you have to walk them through it. You can't just submit the forms and hope they figure that shit out. You want to
Right.
walk them through it. You want to walk them through it so that it's really easy.
Okay. So So wait 3 months and then. But how
Your mic shorted out. I can't hear you.
Huh?
Your mic shorted out there for a minute. I couldn't hear
Oh,
you.
yeah, 'cause my phone, somebody was calling me on. How do I make it stronger, like you just said, to
Well, I
make
think,
your case stronger?
yeah,
Like
you could
document stuff, hire what?
yeah, you could hire us and we would do it for you.
Oh, okay.
We would interview you both. We'd get the whole history. We'd get more marriage evidence, and we handle immigration's federal, so we handle stuff all over the country.
Okay. And just call like the main number,
I would email if it's better, just
email.
send an email to, I'm going to put it up, info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com, and just say, I'm Ramon. I was the first one on the show today.
Okay.
And then send me some of your documents. Did you keep copies of everything?
That we sent, like that the lady
Hmm.
filled, like the applications. Yeah, she's got a
Okay.
folder. You know,
Yeah. We're going to want to scan that in and see all that stuff. Okay. Thanks, Ramon.
I don't know if
Perfect.
I don't know if you can see it.
I see it. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
thick. It's thick.
All right. Thanks, buddy.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Jim. You have a great day, man. God bless you.
Bye, Ramon. Nice to meet you. Yeah, for sure. All right, Mari was here yesterday. I think we couldn't connect yesterday, but she's back. Hello,
Yeah,
Mari.
because hi. It was the other time you were at Ford because I take the train. So,
Oh yeah.
um, and I was talking to about my husband because he came in and I said he was removed, but he left voluntarily at the border,
What country is he from?
El Salvador.
How many times has he entered the United States?
Well, that one time, and then you know they caught him on the border and they removed him, or but under it says he left voluntarily, and then he came back.
Okay. So
So
what's the
twice.
question?
So I'm looking to hire somebody to see. We've been married 6.5 years,
Hmm.
and I don't know if it's something that's approvable. Um, I keep getting told no,
Right. The answer is no.
it's not approvable.
No. I mean, the I-130 is approvable, but as far as him getting any kind of status based on, I guess you're a U.S. citizen.
Yes.
Yeah, we don't want to raise our hand and say that he's here because that could get them to initiate deportation proceedings, start to try to deport him. So I wouldn't go for that. I would recommend not doing that.
And not doing an I-30. What? Okay.
If you
So,
file an I-130, you have to list his address,
okay.
and you're also going to have to walk through his immigration history, and that he's not going to be able to get a green card based on this at this time. I would just sit tight and hope that there's immigration reform. I don't think there's going to be immigration reform, but I think it's too risky to file anything for him right now.
Okay. They kind of, I don't know if they look at that or not. They kind of already know his address because we do taxes and everything.
Yeah, but that's not the immigration service.
Okay. So they don't.
It's the government. You're right, but it's not they don't work together that hard.
Okay. Because he has like a license and we do taxes.
Hmm.
All right. So let me ask you though, if something happens and they do try to remove him at that point, would I be able to try to do
Yeah, then
something?
I would file the I-130, try to demonstrate that he's your spouse. If he's been here, I mean, he has multiple entries. He might have a permanent bar, so it's going to be a hard case to win. But does he have any kind of criminal stuff?
Not at all.
Okay. Yeah, so I think he's just laying low, hoping that something happens. If he gets in removal, then you can try some defenses then, but it's going to be tricky.
Okay. Um, so he's been here like 10 years. Why would you? Because the bar is 5 years on his papers.
But he's entered twice. He got deported and he came back. That's a permanent bar.
Uh, okay. No problem. Thanks. Thanks for
Thanks,
answering
Mari.
my
Good
call.
luck.
No.
For sure. For sure. That's a tough situation. Looks like Rachel's back. Let's see if we can hear her. Hi, Rachel. No, it's something. Do you have headsets on? Is it headsets?
Oh my God. Hello?
Oh, no, I gotcha. Now I gotcha.
Yes. Hi, how are you?
I'm great.
All right. Yes, I have a quick question.
Go for it.
Okay, so I filed for my husband during pandemic. He went and did his interview, but he failed his medical. So he was supposed to
For
go
the
back in.
for marijuana or something?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's in Kingston. They told him he's supposed to go back in 3 to 6 months. But it's been like 7 to 8 months and nobody haven't called them yet.
Yep. You got to start bugging them.
So
But really,
I try.
so let me just say one thing, Rachel. I hate these cases. I hate these cases. They're very, very hard to get them to do anything because the State Department pretty much has complete control over who comes and who doesn't come. There's no way you can challenge it, no way I can challenge it. So if they say that he flunked a drug test, then you're going to need a whole lot of evidence. Like if I had a client who failed a drug test, I would have him contract with some kind of doctor down there to give him random drug testing for a year and then reapply, or then try to get the embassy to reconsider the refusal. It's very, very hard to get them to do that. So they're just going to keep playing rope-a-dope with you and ignoring you.
Okay.
It's terrible. It's terrible
Yes,
because
it is.
there's nothing I can do. Like if you said, Jim, I want to hire you, I would say, Rachel, I would love to help you, but I can't. I don't want to take your money. There's nothing really I can do other than to say, bother them and document that he doesn't do marijuana anymore. That's all you can do.
Right. Because I've been calling and they're like, oh, well, we're going to call him and just waiting.
I don't think they do jack squat for a full year.
Okay. So he would have to wait because he did his interview on November 3rd.
Yeah, so I think they'll start listening to you and maybe paying attention to him in December or next year.
Okay. Wow, that's crazy.
Sorry, Rachel.
That's okay. Thank you.
Have a good day.
You.
All right, that's a bummer. And the funny thing is now marijuana is legal in so many states in the United States. It's just not legal federally. I think I saw some good news come across my pipe. Let's see. Oh, I'm not coming up with it, but looks like Nurse Laura's getting married tomorrow. So congratulations, Laura. That's fantastic. We're all very happy for you. Wish you all the best. Oh, here it is. Oh, wait, it says on our way to our wedding right now. Oh, I guess you're going out of town for the wedding. That's great. Well, we're really happy for you, Laura, and you're one of the good ones and one of the good eggs. So I'm really happy for you. Congratulations. Longtime listeners here in the yellow van. What's up, longtime listener?
Hey, Jim. I am a long-time listener. Can you hear me?
I got you.
All right. Thank you, man. See, I am biggest fan of yours. I have consumed almost all of your videos, not like 90% to be, telling
That's
you
great.
the truth. So, Jim, I have few questions for you. I am supposed to file I-751 in December, and what would be the good time of the month I should contact you? Like when should I contact your law firm?
So December is the 90 days, or December is the deadline?
90 days. March would be the deadline. March 15th.
So I would say like the middle of October.
Okay. And how much you charge for I-751 solo case?
Oh, that's a good. Oh, so it's a solo case?
It's gonna be a solo case, yeah.
Are you already divorced?
I am in the process of getting divorced.
When do you think the divorce will be final?
I think in March. I didn't file it yet. It takes like 6 months, the waiting period here. So maybe in January, February, March, something like that.
Why haven't you filed it yet?
Because I just spoke to the lawyer, so maybe it's gonna be next month.
Because the best 751 solos, the divorce is already final, right?
Okay.
So you technically are supposed to be divorced when you file it, but also you can do it and knowing that you're going to get a request for evidence. And 751s take so long, you'll have time. It's better to at least be able to send them a copy that the divorce is on file.
Right.
And as far as, I'm going to check with the team. I don't have all the fees memorized, but
okay.
Let me check with them, and I'll just say it on the air in a minute or two. Okay.
Okay, and a few more questions. Should I, with the divorce, should I contact your team like is it I know it's a totally separate process than the immigration. So as an immigrant, should I keep some things in my mind while
Yeah.
like,
Here's what. So I know for a fact that one of my best videos is a 751 solo video. You should watch the 751 solo videos because I talk about there. And one of the things I talk about is, obviously you want to be gathering all of your evidence. And
right,
also you want to, if you can, you want to do things that don't make your soon to be ex-spouse mad. So, eventually, if the divorce goes okay, one thing I would love is to be able to ask them to sign an affidavit that says, hey, longtime listener and I, it was a real marriage. We were in love. It just didn't work out. And now longtime listener and I are divorced. And I still think longtime listeners should get a green card and stay in the United States. Like that's like the gold standard. That's really going to help your case. So, obviously you're going through divorce and it's not going to be fun or pleasant,
right.
but to the extent that you can not piss them off too much,
Okay.
so
Yeah,
at least that they're not writing mean letters to immigration about how much you suck.
right, right. Yeah. I think it's gonna be like I can get the affidavits
Okay.
from them. So
So our
you
legal,
always give the
our,
example green light, red light, yellow light. So I'm at the green light.
okay,
I'm at
that's
the
good.
green light, let's say.
Our legal fee is 5,700, and then of course
Okay.
if you pay up front, it's 500 off. So it'd be 52.
Okay. And I'm gonna filing in New York City.
Hmm.
Um, so is it how is that? Is it gonna take a long time? I know it's a pretty busy office.
It's not so much that most of these are decided not at the field office level, and we've probably done 40 751 solos. I think we've only had interviews in about three of them. So
Even
and
okay,
solos, and I would say maybe five. I would
okay.
say that in each of those, I understood why they asked for an interview, if that makes sense.
In my case is little. I have a little complex history. I was a student. I completed my study, then I applied for asylum, and then I
Right.
got married, and then I withdrew my asylum case. So
What
do
was
you
your
think?
so at the time that you filed, with the time that you got married, you were out of status, but for the asylum.
Yes, I was in asylum because they denied my work permit after I completed my education,
Mm.
and then I appeal it, and it took another 6 months, and they again denied it, and then I filed asylum.
You mean OPT
Yes,
or yeah?
right. And
Uh,
I never got any interview, not even interview from the asylum office either.
is there anything in the asylum application that makes you worried or hope that they
No,
don't read? Or okay, good,
no. It's pretty. Everything is truthful and everything is clean.
perfect.
One last question, Jim. So I have my previous attorney. So since I have a lot of a big immigration file, so how do you want me to get the file from him, or how this
Yeah,
process gonna play out?
so the philosophy at our office is to get every single piece of paper that we can.
So
So
you guys gonna get it from him, like request
well,
him, and
if you need us to, we can. Sure, we can do that. That's not a big deal.
okay, and but okay, okay.
But I would say, since you have a couple months before you're going to get started, just send them a letter and say, "Hey, can you make me a digital copy of my complete file?" Then,
And I
then
don't
the,
need to file any FOIA application or anything, right? Because I can get everything from him, from immigration. I mean,
I
from
mean,
my lawyer.
I'll say this too: since you have 4 or 5 months, I do a FOIA. It's free. Just go ahead and do it. Just say all immigration documents and
It
do it. I
it
would
doesn't
I
give
would
me
do
the
that.
option of all immigration documents. It's I think the layout is now changed. It's
Yeah.
it give you all individual options, but I don't see anywhere complete A file or all immigration options. It only
Well, then
says
then
apprehensions.
I
Yes.
would file it on paper.
Okay. Okay, sir. I think yeah, that that's all my questions, Sim. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
So
Have a great
I
day.
will I will contact your office in October.
You got it.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay. Bye. All right. All right. Munir's asking a question. Munir, you can file asylum anytime. It doesn't have to be within 1 year. A lot of people file asylum much longer, especially when they've been in the United States in valid immigration status, like on an F1. Now, that's not best practice, but it's certainly something that happens from time to time. All right, that was longtime listener. Let's go over and see what Sandy has to say. Hello, Sandy. Sandy, you're on mute.
Hey, Jim.
Hi, Sandy. How you doing?
I'm good. You?
What's up?
Yeah. So, in July 2022, I filed I-485 and I-130. I'm the beneficiary.
Okay.
In May, I got a letter of notice, the intent to deny.
Oh, how come?
Because my husband he moved to another city. It's the same state, but I guess they did some checks on him. He had a traffic incident, and they're saying that he went to court and he stated that his address is not the one that we're living at. So when I contacted him and asked him, hey, why is this saying that? He said when he went to the court, they told him he has to use the address that he's living at now. Also, he's living in a rehab kind of what do they call it? Like somewhere, he's trying to clear his system from alcohol and whatever. So that's the reason why he's living there.
You mean a halfway house?
Repeat?
A halfway house, you mean?
Yeah, it's a rehab house that that they'll
Yeah.
for them to clean. Yeah. So that's the address that he used. And then
Oh, wait, so just for the record, though, you guys didn't independently notify them that he had moved. They found out on their own because did he get in a DUI accident or was it something else?
it was a DUI. It's just a regular. I think it was speeding or something, and he went to court for it.
And it's in another city in your state.
Yeah, it's like
When
2 hours. It's not far.
when you got married,
Hmm.
I'm sorry, when at the time that you got married and filed for your I-130 and 45, what was your status at that time?
I was out of status because I was on a B1, B2. So at that time, yeah,
When did you enter the United States?
in July 2020,
And what country are you from?
Jamaica.
What was the purpose of your visit?
Uh, it was for family, and
And
because I came up. Yeah, go ahead.
did you go ahead and see your family?
Yes, I was. Yeah,
The
because
person that you
actually,
the, the person that you married, had you ever spoken to them before you came on this trip?
I would say sort of because I was when I came for vacation 1 year, we met, um, and then I went back home, and then I came back. So I
What's
came
the
like
month?
twice.
What's the month and year of your marriage?
The year would be 2021 March.
Okay, and then how long did you actually live together as spouses before they moved to another city?
We lived for from 2020 before we got married. We were living together, and then after it would be like a year after he moved.
What was in the notice of intent to deny? Okay, so they say, haha, we got you. He's living in another place, and we're going to give you guys the chance to respond. Did you respond?
Yes. So I respond on because I got the letter on May 1st,
Hmm.
and I got 30 days. I sent it by mail. It was saying it was delivered to the front porch, and um I also went ahead and upload a picture of the receipt and explaining how I respond to the notice of intent to deny. It has been like 3 months now that I've sent the response and no answer. I called August 3rd, trying to find out if they receive it. When he called, they sent us an email stating, due to high volume of applications, your case is waiting to review. And then I got an actual mail saying we haven't received your response, and they also attach a notice of intent to deny.
So
They said
first it was a request for evidence, or was it first a notice of intent to deny?
I haven't received any RFE. I think I only got one RFE, and it was pertaining to my medical. They're saying something, a page was missing, but I haven't got any RFE. That was the only one.
So the thing you responded to was a notice of intent to deny.
Yeah.
Did you get another notice of intent to deny, or you just filed your response and now you're waiting to hear back from them?
Yeah, I'm just waiting to respond because I don't know if I should believe they haven't gotten it, or what should I work with? Who should I believe?
Well,
What should I believe?
I think they have it, but what I mean, I know everybody wants to know that they received their request for evidence, but I mean, I think you should be asking me different questions.
Um, what the yeah? So
I think
my
you should be
question,
asking me, Jim, do you think I'm going to get my green card? Or Jim,
yeah, because
what do you think's
I
wrong
had
with this case?
I had the question. I was asking, what are the chances of getting approved, and what would be the not saying I want it to be denied, but what would I have to do if they deny?
Well, here's the big thing. The
Hmm.
difference is in the details. The difference is what the basis of the denial is. There's a denial that says, hey, we don't believe Sandy proved up her marriage to her husband. And so therefore, we're going to deny the case. That would actually be a good result for you. What you don't want is for them to say, Sandy, you didn't prove that this marriage is real, but even more importantly, we think this marriage is fake. We think you paid that guy. We think he's living in a halfway house. He's got
Hmm.
problem. He's got legal problems. He has incentive to marry you. You're out of status, so you have an incentive to pay him to get you a green card. And we, by the way, we know that a lot of people come from Jamaica out of status, marry U.S. citizens, and apply for a benefit. So, I think there's an argument to be made. I'm not saying that you should, but there's an argument to be made that you should withdraw the I-130 and 45 and start over. If you're not going to do that, then you should have hired a lawyer as soon as you got that notice of intent to deny. You should have got a lawyer involved because you've got to attack that thing with everything you got. You don't ever want to, like file my response and take my chances and then see if I need a lawyer. Like this is almost too late,
Hmm.
But the case is still alive. They haven't decided. I think if I were you, I'd be really concerned about a fraud finding. And whenever people, we've had plenty of green cards approved where the couple lives apart, but you always have to show what's the valid reason that you live apart. What efforts do you make to be together when you are apart, like on the
Okay.
weekends or whatever? And third, what's the long-term plan to be together? So if your NOID response didn't have those things in there, I think you're in trouble, and they might say that it's fraud. And then if they find fraud, then you don't ever get any immigration benefit ever.
Yeah, because I submitted a letter. Cause we got a letter from the rehab. We got a letter from the host saying, hey, this is where he's staying at.
But
Yeah,
is
we
that
tried
by
to
is that by court order?
repeat.
Is that by court order, or did he decide to go there?
Um, no, it wasn't by court order. He decided. His mom, decided because yeah, it wasn't by court. No.
So, I mean, that raises the whole question of, Jim, is it a good idea to send in evidence that the U.S. citizen is in rehab? Like, I don't know. I don't know if that's a good call. I might have come up with something else or figured something else or withdrawn the case and started over. I mean, it's gotten way too messy. I think you're in trouble.
So what would happen if I withdraw it? Because I was reading where it was saying it's withdraw, it can it can be fine or jail time.
Jail time for who? You?
No, it wouldn't be. I'm not saying for me, but because as I said, it says withdraw if you want to withdraw the I-130. You know,
Well,
that's
of
just
course,
making
only
a.
only only he can withdraw the I-130. You can't withdraw the I-130. Only he can. Where is he now? Is he still in the halfway house? How long is he going to be there?
Yeah. It should be done by the end of this year.
The end of this year? That's like
Mhm.
5 months from now. That's a really long time. This story doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I think a court made him go there.
Repeat.
I think a court made him go there.
Okay, I'm gonna get more information on it, but as I was saying, so how if I want to do an appeal, if when I get a
Appeal.
response,
You don't want to do it.
if
You don't want to do an appeal. I mean, you've got to win now. Your only chance is to win now. If they find that fraud finding, you're never going to be able to get out from under that. No appeal or anything.
Okay, so the best option is to withdraw.
I'm not saying that. I haven't seen your case. I haven't talked to him. I don't know anything about your case. I'm just talking generally what your options are.
Okay. And if I want to hire you as a lawyer, how do I go about that?
Well, the first thing I need to see is the notice of intent to deny and whatever response you filed, and then I'll tell you what I think. I need to see it first.
Okay. So
All
just
right?
email that to your email address.
Yep.
All right. Thank you.
Bye, Sandy. Thanks.
All right. Thank you.
All right. All right. No complaining about the waiting room being full, people. No complaining about the waiting room being full. Oh, somebody says they love the Dallas Cowboys. I don't know if we're going to be able to let them into the room. We might have to put them in timeout for a little bit, just a little bit. We might come in a little bit to the Dallas Cowboys. If it was literally any other team except maybe the Patriots, I might like Patriots would have to go to the very end, but Cowboy. Oh man, how can you love the Cowboy? I don't know. Oh, what the heck? Let's see what she has to say. Hello, I love the. Here they are. I love the Dallas Cowboys. You're on mute, or I can't hear you. Your headsets or something. I can't hear you. Nope, can't hear you. I'll come back, Dallas Cowboys. I'll come back. All right. Oh, look, Olivier made it in, so now he doesn't have to be worried about the waiting room. Hello, Olivier.
Hi, Jim. How are you?
I'm great.
I have, please, a question. So my mother applied for me the I-130
Yeah.
on the 4th. They received it on the 14th of December 2018.
Yeah.
And I've been waiting since. It's already like 55 months. And so, for example, how long? I mean, it's very it's very it's very exhausting, the time of waiting.
You got a long way to go, brother. You got a long way to go. Do you know about the visa bulletin? Do you know about how the visa bulletin works?
I look online right now. I think it's January 2017. I think when she applied, she was with green card.
Okay.
Right now, she's a U.S. citizen.
Okay, and so and you're not married, right?
No, I'm not married right now.
Okay, so yeah, they're working on cases from January of the filing is January 17. The final action is September of 2015. What's your priority date? 2018?
Well, they received it on the 14th of December 2018 when I go online to take a look. That's what it shows.
You still have at least 3 years or longer to wait. So you just got to. I would stop counting the months. You're driving yourself crazy. There's just a ton of people in line ahead of you, and the line is moving very slowly.
I mean, being waiting already 55 months isn't like way too much or something. Like it looks so long.
Oh well, yeah, but I mean, some people wait 20 years. The brothers and sisters of U.S. citizens wait 20 years. It's just there's just a certain number of visas available every year, and there's just lots of people in line ahead of you.
Okay, and then I have another question. So, for example, I was born in Israel. I live inside. I'm currently inside the United States. I entered legally with an F1 visa when I entered in 2004. My question is, my file right now is in the California Service Center. I know that location has the highest waiting time. Now that I live in Florida, would it be good to ask them to transfer it to the Texas Service Center since Florida belongs to the Texas Service Center?
What is your current visa?
After 2010, I became out of status from my school. So, like I said, my mother in 2018 did for me the application for the I-130.
But you're not an immediate relative. You are not in status. You cannot get a green card.
Well, the mother was sent an I-130 application for the son.
Doesn't matter. The only people who can wait around out of status and get a green card based on a family relationship are the parents of U.S. citizens, the spouses of U.S. citizens, and the under 21-year-old citizen children. You cannot adjust based on your mom's I-130. If you complain about waiting 55 months, if they called you today and they said, Olivier, come on in, your number's current, or 3 years from now, Olivier, come on in, your number's current. You're going to show up there and they're going to say, okay, we'll approve the I-130. Your mom's a U.S. citizen, or your mom will treat her as a green card holder. You're the unmarried son of her. So the I-130, we believe the relationship, her name's on the birth certificate, you're legit. But when it comes to the green card, you can't adjust because you're out of status, and you've been out of status for 13 years, and by that point, 16 years. You can't get a green card based on that relationship with your mother.
Okay, there's no like a penalty you can pay or something, or a fee?
No, there's no penalty you can pay, no. Who told you this would work?
Well, that's what I understood was an option, a lawyer
Who
that
told
I
you
have in
that?
New York, a lawyer from New York.
And did you pay the lawyer to have your mom file the I-130?
Yes, he said at the beginning he thought it's going to take maximum 2.5 years, and then it keeps going. Right now it's almost 5 years. Or
The only thing that did was so all that's on file right now is the I-130, right?
well, he did the I-130. He also, I think, did one for her business asking for me, but I'm still waiting about the I-130. I tried expedite processing. I requested an expedite for my mother. She had the surgery. It didn't work. I tried with this.
It could never work. It could never work. This whole plan could never work.
Okay.
Expedite was never going to work because you can't get a green card. There's no penalty. There's no line. There's no checkbox. You cannot get a green card based on this relationship.
Okay. So there's no some kind of way for me.
Correct.
Okay.
Not based on mom.
Okay. Now I understand. Okay.
Thanks, Olivier.
Thank you.
Yep. I 100% believe, Olivier, that some lawyer told him this was going to work. That's certainly not the last time or the first time you've heard something like that. All right. Dallas Cowboys, are you with us?
Hey, can you hear me?
I got you. How you doing?
Good, thank you. I just wanted to get your attention by saying Dallas Cowboys.
He's trying to make me mad. Yep.
No, I was on your show, I think a couple weeks ago regarding.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah.
You do? That's great.
I remember your face.
Okay, that's awesome. So we got married last week. We went to the court. And
congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, we're still planning something a little bit bigger with my family and his family in
Yeah.
3 months. But I think my main question is, so how do I change? Do I change my name before applying for the green card, my entire application, with my name before marrying, or how do I go about that?
So the marriage license obviously has your original name, right?
Yes.
And your birth certificate has your original name?
Yes, of course.
And your passport has your original name?
Yes.
So my vote is you don't mess with any of that stuff until after you get your citizenship.
Okay.
That from a purely immigration standpoint, that's my vote. Obviously, you got to live your life and do what's best for you and your family. But if I get to pick, that's what I pick.
Okay, Jim. I wanted to know that. We're ready to file pretty soon. We're trying to get all the documents.
Awesome.
Some people recommended boundless immigration, but I'm
No.
a little skeptical.
Exactly. I mean, I don't have anything against boundless. I just don't like form fillers and just these online sites. I'm not a fan.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. My cousin did the same, she went through the same process and she recommended a firm. But I did wanted to ask you, I don't know if it's appropriate to ask pricing.
Yeah. So our usual fee is $5,700, and most people pay us $2,700 up front and then $300 a month for 10 months.
Okay, and that's for
that's not the filing fees. That's just the lawyer.
That's the lawyer fees. Yeah, I know the filing fees is almost to 2,000. I think 1,800 ish.
Yeah.
And how do I get in touch? I think I've watched your videos a lot, but I want to make sure. Do I email the?
Yeah, just email's the best. Just say I'm Jerry Jones's Jerry Jones's and Tony Romo's #1 fan, and I was on the show at the 40-minute mark today. And yeah, just send that email to info@hackingimmigration.law and say I was on the show, and then tell them to send it to me, and I'll follow up.
Okay. Okay, Tim. Thank you so much. Thank you
Have a
for
good day.
everything.
And again,
You too.
congratulations. Yeah, for
Oh,
sure.
thank you. Yes, I watch your videos, you know, when I'm like doing nothing. I just really enjoy watching your shows and everything.
Awesome.
So just
Thanks so
thank you
much.
for everything. Yeah.
All right. Bye.
Thank
See
you
ya.
for the help. Bye.
Yep. All right. Dak Prescott will be happy that she's on the case. Dak is on the case. You know, I badmouth the Cowboys, and I don't like the Cowboys. When I was a kid, the Cowboys would beat the St. Louis Cardinals all the time. But I did like Ezekiel Elliott. He's from St. Louis, so we always liked him. All right. Let's see who's here. Day is here. Hello, Day.
Hello,
Hey,
how you doing, Mr. Hacking?
I'm doing great.
I'm doing good. Excellent. The reason why I'm here is because I have a sister-in-law who put in I-130 petition back on October 7th, 2013. She is documentally qualified, and she's been documentally qualified for over a year now. And my question is that I'm waiting for the F1 visa bulletin status for the Philippines to become current, and she still got ways to go, like 19 months. But once it does become current, like what will happen? Will I all of a sudden, will immigration contact me scheduling, say, hey, it's time for you to schedule a medical for her, an interview, or do I have to let them know that her current priority date's coming up and that they should inform me, hey, can I schedule the medical and the interview?
Right. So has USCIS approved the petition?
Yep. It's at the NVC right now.
It is.
So I already did. I
even
even have the CAC.
Yep. Yeah, but you haven't paid. Have you paid the fees yet?
Yep, paid all the fees. Got all the documents. All been submitted and approved. Only thing I'm waiting for literally is the medical and the interview. But I haven't heard from them because the party date for her is October 7th, 2013, and currently the party date right now that they're looking at is March 1st, 2012.
March 1st, 2012. What's the relationship?
Well, this is my sister-in-law, but she's come here under my mother-in-law. So my mother-in-law petitioned her.
So your mother-in-law has a green card or is a citizen?
My mother-in-law is a U.S. citizen. Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, so my sister-in-law is under
your sister-in-law married. Is she married or unmarried? She's unmarried.
Oh. Yep, unmarried.
What did you say? Unmarried. Okay. And her priority date is 2013.
Mm-hmm. Yep, October 7th, 2013. Yep.
And what embassy is it?
Manila.
The Philippines. Got it. Okay, I see March 1st, 2012 there. I got you. Okay, I'm looking at it now. So, okay, I got it now. Okay, sorry. So, around that time, what's supposed to happen is the embassy should notify you all that she can go ahead and schedule her medical and get working. Now, when I say that's what should happen is there are tons of people who've been documentally qualified for a really long time in Manila. And these are not just the adult children of U.S. citizens, but also the spouses of U.S. citizens. So even when that date becomes current, I think there'll still be additional delay. I don't know. I mean, other people in the comments, they might know about, how fast you're seeing a turnaround on a case like that. We frankly haven't had that many, because usually what we do are spouse cases. So we haven't had that many that have waited so long for the final action date to become current. And then I don't know what happens time-wise. I can't tell you how much time it's going to be before the embassy actually processes it. I'll just tell you, the Manila is one of the slowest embassies around and the most backlogged. So I think, number one, I don't think you can assume that it's going to be 13 months or 14 months before her priority date becomes current because it hasn't been a month by month thing. And also, I don't think you can assume that once it does become current, then that means she's going to be able to come right away. Does that make sense?
Okay. And so then my last question is, because I know that there could be retrogression. So let's say party date becomes current for like a month or two, but then there's retrogression. During that month or two, should I try everything in my power to get them to have me
bug the shit out
get
of
the
them.
medical
You
and
should.
interview in? Or
Yeah, you should.
All right.
Thanks, Dave.
All right. Thanks, Jim. Appreciate it.
Bye, buddy. Yeah. Hey, if anybody has any experience with this, dealing with an embassy after a long period of waiting, like years and years for some of these really delayed cases, and then with the final action date having such a drag time, then knowing how quickly that turns around, I would love to see it in the comments. So feel free to throw that in there for Day and for everybody else if you could. Charlie's here. Hello, Charlie.
Hi there. My question is, I've got a son that was born out of wedlock. He's 43. We were kind of encouraged by some immigration lawyers to file an N-600. But from best I can gather, that's not going to happen. He's over 21. He's married. And my understanding is that it's based on the rules during the time that he was born, which was 1980. And now that he's over 21 and married, it looks like the only thing that we can really apply for would be an F3.
Well, if he's a citizen, he's a citizen. So
well, he was born out of wedlock. I'm American citizen. His mother was an alien, or she's Portuguese, and he has Portuguese citizenship.
But did he ever come to the United States? Did he have a green card or no?
No.
Then he's probably not a citizen. That's right.
No, he's not a citizen. But I've had a couple of lawyers encourage me to follow that route, and I've had others say there's no way on the planet that that's going to happen.
Well, Charlie, I have a little book at the office. I don't have it here. Actually, it's a big book. I have that chart for 1980 there at the office. If you want to email me, I can tell you what the factors are, or I can announce it on the next show.
I actually have a printout of that.
Yeah. So if you don't have the factors and he's not a citizen, then you're.
So I'd like to ask a second question. So he just applied for a B2 and was denied, which we were kind of shocked. So he's over visiting right now on an ESTA from Portugal. So he's got 90 days. So the only alternative we're looking at, so I mentioned the F3, but that's right now at about a 15-year wait period. So we were looking at an H2A. We live in a farm community, and we have agriculture people here that actually do hire H2As. He applies for them. And so I guess the question I have, could we actually apply for the I-130 for the F3 and still have him get that H2A?
Well, I think that if you file the I-130, it's going to make it harder for him to get the H2A. I'm not to say it's impossible, but I think it makes it less likely.
That's kind of what I was thinking too.
And plus, I mean, we don't do H2As, but I think the ability of an employer to pick a particular person for an H2A, I think that can be tricky too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know for sure, but I mean, if I do have a lawyer, I have a lawyer friend. Her name's Jessie Chappelle. She does a ton of H2As and H2Bs. I can put her name in the comments. You can reach out to her and ask.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Very good.
Thanks, Charlie.
Thank you.
Bye, buddy.
Bye.
All right. That was Charlie. He had a lot of interesting questions for us. Let's go ahead and say hi to Shams. Hello, Shams.
Hi.
I think Shams means son, right?
Yeah, it's right. Do you know Arabic?
Shwaya, shwaya.
Hi. So my question is that I had a case with my dad. I'm 22 now, and I was under the age of 21 when he had the case. And his mother lives in the United States, and she's a citizen. So she made the application for him to get a green card. And he got approved of the application, or we just made the papers. Like, we got a lawyer in Detroit, and he helped us with everything. But then my dad passed away in Corona.
I'm sorry to
And
hear that.
thank you. And it was really tough. And I tried to call the embassy here to ask them what was going to happen with the case, and they told me that like it's not valid anymore. They can't do anything. And I was still under the age of 21, and I was asking them if I could change the case to my name, and they said that I couldn't. So I was just wondering, like, is there nothing to do about that case?
I don't know, Shams. I don't know the answer to that question.
Because I've
Um,
asked so many lawyers, and some of them say, like, yeah, you could have changed it to your name, and some of them say, no, it's impossible because it's on his name. So I have no idea.
I think they're right. I think you can't, but I mean, before I would tell you that for sure, I'd want to know how long ago was the last time anybody talked to, well, what happened, where's the case procedurally? Is it at the National Visa Center? Where is it? Do you know?
I no, I'm not sure. But we got the interview time like 1 week after he passed away, so we
Oh,
didn't make
geez.
it. Yeah,
And what year was that?
it was 2021.
So has there been any communication with the State Department since 2021?
Not really. They wanted me to send in his death certificate, but I
Hmm.
never did that, so I don't know
Yeah.
if the case is gone or it's still there.
Here's what I'll say. I would say, if there was a case after he passed away, which I think is a big if, I don't think you should beat yourself up. I don't think there was after he passed away, but if there was, the fact that you haven't followed up with him for 2 years now, I think that's the end of it.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure, but that's what my gut tells me.
Yeah, but like, what do you think? Because I'm studying now in Sweden, and
Hmm.
I'm
Hmm.
almost finished with my studying. I study social work,
Hmm.
and it's a lot different from America how social work works here.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
But like, when I'm graduated, can I do my master's in America? Can I continue studying there? Is that difficult to do, or
Um, it's a great possibility. It's something you should definitely explore. My sister's a social worker. She has her master's in social work. And yeah, I would say you can try. Now, the one question is going to be on your DS 160, you're going to have, I mean, obviously, you're going to have to find a school to accept you and to issue you an I-20 and say, yeah, we want Shams to come to the University of Pittsburgh to study social work. And we're willing to give her an I-20 for her 2 years of master's degree. Um, when you fill out your DS 160, they're going to say, has anyone ever filed an immigrant visa petition for you? And I think you're going to have to be careful with how you answer that because it was filed for your father, but you would have been a beneficiary of it. So
I
if you
already
get,
got the 160 visa. I already got the DS 160.
you already got the visa itself,
Yeah, I got it last year.
but on a B1 or an F1?
B1.
Yeah, but to come study, you got to do the F1, right?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so you're going to have to apply again and you're going to have to be careful how you answer those questions. That's all I'm saying. If you got the B1, that's a good sign that you'll get the F1. But if anybody ever asks you, yeah, they had an application for my dad, but he passed away.
Okay, so I need to tell them that.
Hmm.
And is that like an issue if they think like I want to move there permanently? Can they like deny my visa for that?
They can.
Okay. So, what do you think is like the easiest way to move there with
I
like
would I would go for the F1 and hope to get OPT and then an H1B when you're done. I think that's
okay.
your best bet.
And can someone sponsor like working or anything?
You mean after your studies?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. After you're done, so when you're done, you would do a master's that would take 2 years. Then you would get what's called optional practical training. You could work for a year on your F1 after graduation and get paid and make money and work full time. And you would do that in the hopes that someone would sponsor you for an H-1B, which is a work visa.
Okay. And do I have to do like a lot of stuff before applying to study there? Like, is that a long process to apply for school?
You got to get a school. I mean, that depends on the schools. I would think that, I don't know when your studies are done. I don't know when, usually people are probably people are probably moving here right now. So you're probably talking at least in the spring.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna finish in like 1 year, and then I think I have to do the TOEFL test. I think it's called.
Probably. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And based on what I get on that, then I can apply for a university there.
Sounds good. Thanks, Shams.
Thank you so much.
Good luck to you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, now we're getting bad advice. Come with B1, adjust to F1 in the state. First of all, it's not called adjustment. Second of all, that's a bad idea. Talk to the person that was on the show earlier this week. Be careful with the advice you give out in the comments because it's got to be right, and that is not right. That is a bad plan. It is not a good plan to come to the United States on a B1 and then try to change to an F1. Not a good plan. The reason for that is it takes USCIS 18 to 20 months to decide these, and in the meantime, you're in big-time limbo, so do not do that. And everybody else, be careful with the advice you give in the comments. That'll do it for today's show. We'll be back on Monday at 4 p.m. 4 p.m. Central Time on Monday. We got a new video dropping tomorrow. I will not be doing a show this weekend, so you don't need to sign up for our text line. But if you want to, it's 314-470-3300. Text the word show. And we'll see you guys on Monday at 4 p.m. Thanks all. Peace out.